How you doing?
How are you?
I'm Bobby. Pleasure.
When Bobby opened the door, I had no idea who he was. I didn't even have a clue.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Oh, great meeting you.
My name is Bobby Brown. I grew up as part of a group called New Edition. I went solo and ended up marrying Whitney Houston.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
If you look at my life and my career, there's been a lot of ups and downs. This is a therapeutic time in my life. So everything that I do is about becoming a better man and a better person.
Let me see. It's kind of where we're going. It's kind of random. Who's Carol?
What?
Carol. Who is Carol? Because I'm hearing it in my ears. Carol, 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 Carol.
That's my mother's name.
Okay. Okay. Do you know on your mom's side who worked at a school?
My mom.
Carol, school. Thank you. Who passed in December?
My dad.
Okay. So I feel like I have to bring up Dad. Your dad is much more straightforward when he's presenting himself.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. When he's coming through, he's the one who's kind of putting the center of attention on himself. He's having me acknowledge at the time of passing, did he die of cancer?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel like he's showing me cancer, cancer, cancer. Did he smoke and then stop smoking?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Into my lungs. But he did quit.
Yeah, he quit for 30 years.
My gosh.
My father was the talkative type of guy. I mean, he made sure everybody in the room had fun when he was there.
Oh yes, center of attention.
Yeah. What he said about my father, how he was coming through so dominantly, that was my father. Tyler hit that on the head too.
Do you ever remember your dad having to take off like the outer layer of his clothing when he came home from work? And the feeling basically is like, if I'm covered in mud or dirt, or like, my dad, for example, is in construction, he does tile, and
My dad was in construction also.
Interesting. He's placing himself in work and acknowledging work, and he's feeling like he was more comfortable working than he was communicating sometimes when it comes to fully talking about his emotions, his feelings.
That's my father.
Your dad's way of showing his love was working. And in his mind, if he was able to provide to the best of his ability, then that was his way of expressing love. He comes across and looks back at his life, and he wishes that he would have told you as a little boy, I love you and I'm proud of you every single day. He wishes that he would have been able to have that one-on-one time, because he understands now, in retrospect, that to some extent certain things weren't good enough from his perspective, and he wishes he would have done some things differently. But he still comes across very connected and loves you very much. But he, as a father, has understood some lessons, and he now knows how important it is to communicate and to talk about how you feel. For him, he was just a hard worker. He just wanted to work. He just wanted to be able to do that, and that was his way of providing. He's having me just acknowledge this feeling of like, I need my son to know how much I love him, because I wish I would have said that more in life. And no matter what you would have achieved, he's still coming through and like, he still needs to hear it. He still needs to hear it.
Oh, boy.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Oh, this is exactly what I needed to hear.
Good, I'm so glad.
Oh, boy.
He's learned a lot, and he takes accountability, and he understands, and he comes through with so much love and clarity, but he understands now in a way that he didn't understand in life, and he has a good soul.
Yes. I'm glad that my father came through and was able to tell me exactly what I needed to know to move on. I have all the answers that I was looking for.
I have a woman coming through, having me talk about her heart. And this is very clear in the way that this comes through. She's very insistent to acknowledge, no matter how I died, I need them to know the heart. I need them to know the heart. And there's a feeling of having a susceptibility to a heart arrhythmia, and also having a susceptibility just to a heart issue. But I can distinctly tell there are other aspects to this passing people talking about this or discussing this heart thing, but it's something else. It's like, or I die of something else, or people think I die of something else. And there's just an emphasis on basically saying, like, people don't know the full picture of how, to what extent this really affected me. But it's a weird way for it to get presented from someone to just randomly pop in. Have there been recent discussions about an individual having, like, a heart thing? Have people said someone had a heart condition?
My ex-wife.
Okay, this feels heavy.
Oh, boy. She used drugs, but the way she passed was not a way that I would have, I can accept that she passed.
Wow. The way this comes through, and I'm going to handle this sensitively, the feeling that comes across is that if someone may have used substances to some extent throughout their life, the feeling is that I know that when I utilize these substances, I'm not going over the amount that I would know to normally take. This doesn't feel like someone who's necessarily directly blaming drugs, even though there's obviously contributing factors, but
there's something else.
It's heart. It's heart. Heart is fundamentally what she perceives as being the catalyst
to her
death. Just because the amount that she would have used, she'd done before. And so the feeling is like, it didn't kill me then, why would it kill me now? Unless there's something wrong with my ability to kind of process or metabolize this.
Okay.
She's very selective in the way she comes through. She's not giving me like a ton. She's very private. When she's connecting, very, very, very private.
When he brought up the heart situation, it made some sense. He was bringing forth my ex-wife, and I mean, I don't think he knew that it was my ex-wife that was communicating to him.
Oh, God, okay. She's having me refer to a reference of remarriage. She's having me acknowledge a thumbs up, which references to getting married and being approving of the person we're with. And I feel like this would be her way of acknowledging this sense of happiness that you've been able to move on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You're amazing.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I mean, they are connected to you by the love that you have for them and that they have for you. This woman was here and she transitioned another woman who passed away. She is connecting hands with what looks like a child. And she's coming through and she wants everybody to know that she helped her little girl when her little girl transitioned. And it doesn't.
My ex-wife and my daughter. My daughter passed and my ex-wife passed also.
She's coming through and giving me this feeling of I was there to hold her hand when she made her transition, when she left. People would have felt her mother around when she passed away. She comes across and she, so this is so random, but there's a joke about a Tina Turner impersonation or someone impersonating Tina Turner, and it comes across in a funny way. Remember that I'm saying this.
The Tina Turner thing is amazing because my daughter used to dress up as Tina Turner and run around the house doing all of Tina Turner's dances, and it's just like, wow, nobody could have known that. Nobody.
The feeling that comes through is basically an acknowledgement from this younger female that she knew how much she was loved, that she was told how much she was loved.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. When her mom died, me and my daughter was estranged. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that.
Of course, sometimes answers can help.
Yeah.
I love it. Your daughter comes across. She does not in any way blame you or have any frustration with you or have any negative emotions associated with you in any way. And so there's this connection on her end of just acknowledging, like, I want you to know that I love you and that I'm not upset. She does not blame the old you And she's saying the old you. I don't know why this is coming across, but she loves her mom and she loves her dad so much. And she understands that you both were in extraordinarily unique situations, but she comes across basically saying, I understand they did what they had to do to get by from their perspective. And she acknowledges being a little girl, and she was very smart as a child, but she wanted you to know that she wasn't as detrimentally affected by these things as people might have said that she was. Because when she comes across, she's like, I had an amazing life. I had so many opportunities.
I have some things here.
Sure,
That was
absolutely.
a picture of me and my daughter. Yeah, my baby girl.
That's...
My twin.
Oh my gosh, that is surreal. That's Bobbi
Yeah.
Kristina. Wow.
Well, I'm glad she let me know exactly what I needed to know.
Oh my gosh, that is so surreal.
My ex-wife was Whitney Houston.
I gathered after
You
seeing
did
that
not.
picture.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't realize that the person I was bringing through was Bobbi Kristina Brown and Whitney Houston. I am in complete shock. Wow.
Yeah. Whitney Houston Brown.
Right? For me, it's not like the Sixth Sense, so I don't see these people's faces oftentimes. I just kind of communicate the message. To me, they're just a soul. It's very humanizing, and I think actually a really beautiful thing that when they come through, she doesn't come through as Whitney Houston. She comes through as your former wife, and so much more than just what people thought of her as.
You've hit the nail on the head with everything that I wanted to hear, everything that I needed to hear. I don't know how to say, push me to move on.
Yeah.
I'm just really thankful. I'm really thankful that you came. You have a gift that is beyond what any psychiatrist or any doctor could, ever, tell me or give me.
They are very much a part of this new life, just in a different way. So please know that.
Okay. He just made me feel comfortable with going on with my life, which is a great thing. I needed that.
Come here.
Thank you, Bobbi.
Thank you
I
so much for
appreciate it.
coming. I really definitely feel that I've gotten some closure and some peace in my heart today. That was, man, are you kidding me? What?
Well, that was not a typical reading. I am so baffled, and that was... Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina Brown just came through, and I am in shock.